So is this going? Yeah, it's going. Okay, hi you guys. So I'm doing another one of those live chat things that that's like unlisted. And I'm basically just using YouTube to record because my phone. Um, anyway, hi. Also, just to let you know, I am going to be dropping a new pick a reading that I did a few days ago, and I had to do the same thing with the live thing. And there's no pause button, but then I realized later there's a mute button, and I was like, "Oh." So whatever reading it was, I think it was reading 2. I apologize. Anyway, my life is my life is my life. Welcome to my life. Welcome to the new subscribers. We're growing in numbers on both channels, on this channel and the Magical Medium. Thank you so much for being here. I'm feeling overwhelmed in a beautiful way, but just like really overwhelmed and like, you know what I mean? Like I just want to breathe. And it's funny. Welcome fall. We are officially in fall. When I started this, it was 12:08 a.m. It's very, very late. It's funny. I'm in my snowman Christmas jams, but really just because they're flannel. It's cool. Anyway, I just wanted to share my magical day with you guys. I'm gonna get some water, so hold on. It's late, I'm tired, and I just smoked some weed, so I need a little liquidation. Liquid action. Liquidation. Oh, interesting. So Libra season. And thank you to the president of the Magical Medium, Anna, for blessing me with this amazing coloring book. Dude, I have had so much fun. I mean, I can maybe give you like Zoe did a few too though. So I'm like, we've been having a lot of fun with this book. Lots of fun. But the interesting thing is, earlier they asked me to shoot a shorts, and when I looked down, it was I thought it was I saw 224, so I think it was 234, but I saw 224. With that in mind, there's another angel number that we're going to be working with. It'll either pop back up in this, or they'll have me do a short about it. I don't know. But yeah, so I was doing this little shorts, and I thought, because I was going to start to color, and I thought I would like talk to you guys like while I was coloring, and just because I had this really amazing magical day and I really wanted to share every minute of it with you. And as I'm doing this shorts, all of a sudden they had me open the book like to be like, yeah, like color, bring color back into your life, blah, blah, blah. Fucking open right to the Libra that I showed you. I mean, it was awesome. So anyway, it's just been a really magical day all the way around, and I was trying to do this with you guys before midnight so I can include you in my day. But then I realized that Spirit was like, yeah, but now it's about talking about the special day you had, because it really was. It was so magical from beginning to end, and I had one of those moments where I've been struggling for so long. I've been working towards my dreams for so long, for so many decades. I've traveled, like I've been to all these different places. I've known and met all these amazing people who've changed my life, in so many good ways. And I just thought, holy crap, like I don't have to concern myself anymore with struggling. I don't have to concern myself anymore with the past or be enslaved by what people think of me or don't think of me. Or I have felt more free in the last few weeks than I have felt, I have to say, ever, because there's just something that's happening that I can't explain. And yeah, today was a great moment. So I have to research it. I was going to research it before I talked to you guys, but I forgot. So I'll have to go back and look. But I don't know if you guys remember, but last spring, Alder and I scored on this amazing couch, like this beautiful. I was like, dude, I have a feeling. I kept saying to him, I go, I have a feeling once we get our couch, I'm like, everything's gonna like come together. I go, I don't know how to explain it, but because we've been picking things up here and there for so many years, and I don't know, I think it was a few weeks ago, I was like, nothing even fucking makes sense. I was like, what do we, I guess, I don't know. And I was like, kind of feeling confused, you know, but in the last few weeks, all of this furniture has like come into our orbit for free. And I'm talking like really good, really nice furniture. I was looking around the house today. I was looking around the cabin and I was like, I don't even know how many thousands, I mean, thousands of dollars worth of furniture that we have gotten. So, getting back to the spring, when we got the first couch, I did a little shorts about that. It's in my shorts feed, you know, go check. It's far. I mean, I post every day, sometimes a few, 2 or 3 times a day. Um, Only because I'm trying to get into the algorithms. I feel like I won't. I'm not a slave to it ever anymore. But you hear that anymore. Um, but it is. Sorry, I'm rubbing my knees because my knees are. We've been doing so much stuff and my knees hurt. And anyway, it's just been. I can go on and on and on and on and on and on and on, but it's late and I'm tired and I'm stoned and I'm in a really good place. I'm just like, I just like, I just feel so in awe of all the blessings, of all the magic and miracles that have come my way and my family's way, and how much gratitude I have, and how much my energy has shifted, my mindset has shifted, and how these mantras, they really do work, you guys. They really, really do work. They really work. You know, waking up every day saying, I believe in magic and miracles. Oh, 702, which is also the number 9, which means we're almost there. You know, I believe in magic and miracles. Abundance is my birthright. I am an abundant being, right? Anything that makes you feel good. I'm an artist, you know? You're like, well, I'm an accountant. And then you see their art, and I'm like, you mean you're an artist, right? Posing as an accountant, right? Because there's a lot of this imposter syndrome that everybody's been talking about, and it's very true. I needed to really strip away those layers of that for me to understand, like, who I am, why I'm here, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. So, anyway, when we got the first couch, I was like, this is it. Everything's coming together. We're going to move in, you know, blah, blah, blah. I want to say it was on spring equinox. I swear. Or as close. I feel like it was anyway. Maybe it wasn't. But it feels like it was. It might have even been around our anniversary. So either way, it was just a gift. And I just remember like thinking like, this is it. Like, you know, everything's, you know, he's going to finally finish the cabin. We're going to finally be able to get in. And then like how many times we've, you know, we're like, should we walk away? Should we stay? Should we walk away? Should we stay? You know, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And then like a few weeks ago, these pieces of furniture came into our orbit that were so amazing, exactly what we needed, what we were looking for. And I wasn't sure about the colors or the style or whatever. And then all of a sudden when we brought it to the cabin, I started to see how it was piecing together with this other piece of furniture that we got, you know? And I was like, "Oh my goddess." And he's like, "What?" I'm like, "Dude, uh I used to always want a French, like a country kitchen, French country kitchen, kind of French provincial meets country, you know, French kitchen. And I always had like dreams of the colors I wanted and like all these things. And all of a sudden I looked at the furniture and I'm like, this is crazy. I'm like, dude, look at that, look at that. I go, he's like, oh, yeah, that's crazy. I'm like, they look like they were from the same like time period, but they were completely different artists, different designers. They were from different decades, but they were still doing this kind of theme. So cut to about, I don't know, earlier this week, I every so often I'll just be like sitting there and I'll hear a spirit go, you know, go on Craigslist for you right now. I'm like, okay. They'll be very specific, you know, they'll be like, go to Kitsap County, go to, you know, Seattle, like whatever, like depending on, you know, where this thing is. Um, you know, and lo and behold, I see this couch, and I was actually looking for something else, and then I see this couch, and I'm like, wow, that's beautiful, and I was really drawn to it, and I was like, I don't know why I'm drawn to this. We don't need another couch. We have a couch. Like, we're good, you know? And then I looked at it closer, and I'm like, that kind of looks like the other couch we got. Okay? Not the couch we got from them, but this other, like, kind of like, we call it our cuddle couch because it's kind of like a cool little round, uh, it's not a chaise. It's like a chaise, but it's like a double chaise. It's just really cool. Anyway, we've never found anything to match this thing. We thought, well, who cares? You know, like we don't care about that. We'll just have throw pillows or whatever. Like, who fucking cares? So we go and look at it today, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, dude, I couldn't even believe we scored it, by the way, because it was up for so long. Like, I was like, how did nobody go and take this? It was a lazy boy. It was even like said, like, it's a lazy boy. It's a really nice couch, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I could tell by looking at it, you know. And I always ask spirit, you know, is this good? You know, because I'm so sensitive as a super empath. I'm super sensitive to smells and things like that and energy. And I heard, no, this is good. This is good. I'm like, okay. We get it back to the cabin. We put it in this one room where we're storing furniture. And I go, oh my gosh. And I go, hold on. And we like open the doors and I kind of like shifted things so like we can see them. And I go, come back here and look. And I go, do you see what I see? And I said, now it's ready. Now we're ready. I was like, I just knew it. It was like, and that's what it made me realize as a medium. And if you're a medium, you know, maybe this is something that you already know, or maybe you're like me where you were working on this, but you know, the timing, that's why I try not to give too much timing to things for people, because sometimes I see things, but I don't, sometimes I know exact, and I'm like, you know, I'm getting a serious fucking download where I'm like, no, like it is going to be like down to this day, blah, blah, blah. And people be like, dude, it really happened on that, you know, but that's few and far between because there's so many variables and we have free will. And anyway, yeah, yeah. All I can tell you is that magic and miracles are happening all around. We've arrived. And the visions that I'm seeing around the cabin, in the cabin, it's like all of a sudden it's like everything is opened up. And that's why I wanted to push you guys to like color. And I thought maybe, oh my gosh, it opened up to Libra again. Oh my gosh. Crazy. Okay. Since it opened up to Libra, I'm going to color a little while I talk to you. When I looked down, it was 13, 14, and then it went to 15. So I feel like Spirit's saying, keep going, but also not just to me, but to you. Like, keep going. I feel like for some of you, I didn't know I was going to be reading, but I kind of am getting this vibe from Spirit. I feel like for some of you, you're feeling like you want to give up. And I'm here to tell you, it took us 8 years to get here. 8 years. And I let myself be pressured by friends, family, you know, to get a real job. How are you going to make money? You know, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know. You know, why are you doing this? You know, you just seem smarter than that. I hear that a lot. You just seem smarter than that. I'm using blue because Libra is air. So I always think of air as like the sky blue. Don't let people tell you who you are and who you're not. You know, this is fall. We are officially in fall. We are officially in Libra season. Thank you, Virgo season. Thank you, summer. Thank you, winter, for those that are family in the Southern Hemisphere. You know, I don't know about you guys, but summer was an ass kicker, man. Like, I went through so much this summer, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. One of our tribe members, Zoe, she was in the area where I live almost the entire summer, and it was really cool. And it was actually, she came here at the end of spring and left at the end of summer, towards the end of summer. And it was really cool to, you know, work with her. It was funny because at one point I was like, you know, wow, I'm like, I feel like you were here to walk with me, you know, like I walked with my shamans, you know, she's a really powerful, she's so similar to me. We have so many similar gifts. Um, but there were many times where she was definitely my teacher, and she read for me, and it wasn't easy for her. She had to tell me things that were not easy. I was so fucking proud of her. Zoe, I'm so proud of you. Um, but she knows she knows she's amazing. But yeah, a lot of shit that had to go down, that I had to go through and live through and love through, and Alder and I have been through so much. I mean, honestly, the last 3 weeks have been the hardest 3 weeks we've had in our relationship, and we've had some really hard times. Like, this was like where we were like, no, we need more than a break. So we're actually figuring out like how we want to live. I had a childhood friend who her and her husband lived in, or not lived, they lived in the same home, but they had separate bedrooms. They had the luxury to have separate bedrooms. They were even on different floors because he snored so bad. And she's like, I can't sleep like that. Like, and there were times where she would fall asleep with him peacefully, lovingly, everything's wonderful, and then wake up, you know, because he's snoring, and then she'd go down to the guest room. And so finally they were just like, why don't you just make it your room? You know, we can cuddle, we can, you know, snuggle. And they have this whole thing. And I thought that's so cool, like whatever works for you, you know. And I remember reading this one article from Helena Bonham Carter, and when she was married to Tim Burton, and how they basically, you know, bought, if you're familiar with brownstones, gray stones, I don't know what they call them in London, but you know, where the houses are brick and they're like, you know, connected. They're all connected down a street. But what they did was they blew out a wall. And so they each had their own house. And they had like a walkway, like a hallway that went between the homes where they could, you know, go back and forth. And they had children together. And they let them, you know, all be where they wanted to be and do what they wanted to do. And I'm like, that's so cool. And so we're just figuring out that, like, even though we love each other and we love sleeping in the same bed and all that, it's not that. It's just we're both really on a very serious path, you know, in our consciousness. We are on such different paths in our journeys, and but we're still kind of in the same place. It's hard to explain. So we just need some space. 1806 angel numbers. If you're new here, when I call out numbers, it can mean anything to you. 1812, it can keep going. But we just realized that we needed to do like what's good for us. And what's good for us is space. And, you know, it was interesting because the first 3 days, I swear I was like having separation anxiety. It was so weird. I was like, I don't even know where, well, I know now where it was coming from. My attachment and abandonment and certain things from my childhood. But what was really interesting was by like the 5th day, I was okay. And then I started to get a little freaked out because I was like, I was too okay. And then I was like, uh-oh, what does that mean? And so we've just been going through like all of these like different stages, kind of like the 7 stages of death, and like the past of our old relationship as we're, you know, kind of guiding through this new phase in our relationship. And then I had this moment earlier and I said, you know, I just realized something. I said, not only have we been through all of our own personal peril, right? Like on our journey to self, and going through different levels of consciousness, you know, sometimes at the same place, sometimes not. But I said, during all of this, I said, I was going through menopause. And like the fact that we survived that. I don't know if those of you who are my friends and you know, or like close to me, or you remember being on my channels before, feel free to comment below. But oh, my hot flashes were so horrible. I remember when they were so horrible that I would have to rip off all my clothes and go lay outside on the ground, like just crazy shit. I mean, and the hormones, and I was all over the place, not to mention that I had a pancreatitis, Alder almost died. Like, we've been through so much fucking shit. A lot of it's self-inflicted, but still, we had to go through it, right? We've been dying. Our old lives and our old selves have been dying for years. And now we're starting to recognize that, like, we get to choose and our life is our own. And, it's just been really cool. It's been really cool all the way around. Like, no matter what happens, like, I feel the most solid I've ever felt. And we've just been really blessed with a lot of really cool things. And not just material, I mean, like, things, meaning like situations, people, just like, I'm labeling things as like a mass for just so many fucking cool things that have happened. And today, it was like one of those days that he and I, from beginning to end, I go, do you realize, I'm like, we did this together, then we did, because we built, or we went and got this couch together, and we went and got it in the house together, and we had a few moments where, like, the old us, I think, like, would have probably gotten, like, in big fights or whatever, but instead we just, like, you know kind of talked through it or laughed through it or whatever. And then we got that in there and we set things up. We moved some stuff around. And then we built a carport, one of those, like, metal with, like, the tarp things. Like, we built a carport next to the cabin, and, like, and just, it was just really amazing. And then we came back to the house and he was really tired, and he's like, I need to lay down for a while. He's been working so hard, both of us. If we're not working at our jobs, we're working on the cabin or working on this, on the RV, or working on we're calling it Zoe's Corner because she's the first person who stayed up there. And it's like all of these things. It's just we both felt overwhelmed, and he's like, I need a nap. So he went and took a nap, and I came back in here, and I pulled some of the fall decorations out because I was, from the cabin, because I'm like, you know what, I want to have some fall decorations. So I came back here and I, like, food prepped and cleaned and did a bunch of stuff that I needed to do around the house, and then you know, uh, started getting ready, cleaning, you know, uh, the fall items to put out. And I got this really awesome pumpkin candle. It's so cute. Look at the little lid. I can't. It's just too cute. It's like a little pumpkin. Um, so I'm like, oh, I want to put some music on. Ooh, this is like so witchy. Oh, I'll tell you while I'm holding it. So I'm like, I want to put some music on while um, I wanted to do like a prayer and like a welcome, like a thank you to summer and Virgo, and a welcome to Libra and fall. And it's like my witch. It's my favorite. It's the season of the witch. It's my birthday season. Like, it's just, I love it. I love it. Fall's my favorite time of the year. And as far as I'm concerned, I feel like if a certain time of the year is your favorite time of the year, I feel like you fall into some type of, I don't know. Like, I was thinking, like, almost everybody I know that really, really loves October and, fall like I do, are so witchy, you know? But that's another story. Anyway, so as I'm going to light the candle, I couldn't find my phone. And so I don't talk to my phone a lot, but sometimes I do. And I was like, hey, Google. And I was like, can you turn Pandora on? And so they turned it on, and it was this classical music. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. I'm like, it's perfect. I'm like, getting everything, together and everything. And then I go to pick up my phone. I found it, and I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden it changed to this song from Outlander, and it was called The Summoning. What the fuck? Like, I can't make this shit up. I mean, I wish I was that creative, you know what I mean? I was like, what the fuck? I mean, I'm sure it is. It's my higher self, right? But still, it was just amazing. And I, like, all of a sudden, it was just like, I felt like all these energies like flying around the room, and it was like really witchy and magical. And I don't know if you guys can see the goddess back there on the wall behind me. And I just felt alive. And I was like, man, it really is like a light switch for me when it comes to fall. It really is. It's just like, I just like light up and beam, and it's just like my favorite time. And I love that this October has a Friday the 13th. Oh, I mean, you guys, I'm not just saying this. And I know that for a lot of Sagittarius, like, you know, almost everywhere you look, if you watch readings, and if you are a Sagittarius, they're like, October is your month, dude. Like, I don't know what the fuck, you know? But I will tell you, like, when we stood back and we looked at everything, I go, look at that, look at that, look at, I go, holy fucking shit. I go, I told you when we got the couch, we were always meant to have two couches, and it made so much sense. It made so much sense. And I cannot wait until we get in there and I can, show you guys. And oh, it's just really, it's so exciting. It's so magical. It's so magical. I saved a spider and her babies today, and like it was so sad to see her stressing out about her babies. It was so sad. I can literally feel, as a super empath, I literally could feel her, like, she didn't know which one to try and save first. I'm like, what happened, Alder? I'm like, because he went to, get this tent that we had it was in a box in the shed. He didn't notice. He didn't know that, he had pulled her off, pulled a web and like pulled the thing, with it. Oh, but we saved him. It was good. But man, it made me realize, like, holy shit, like this time of year, I mean, I'm always in tune with all living beings. And actually, I hear animals a lot clearer than humans, because humans are all, jumbled up. um, Animals are very, but they also get stress and anxiety and stuff like we do. And I mean, you can see her, I can feel her stress. And I was like, no, mama. I was like, it's okay. I'm like, and so I was like, get everything out of the box. And I was like, and I was like, where was the box exactly? And I could see he was looking at me like, really? And I'm like, yes, really. I'm like, really? Just, can we put her back to where she was so that she can feel safe? And, and I realized, just like, that's what spirit does for us, or what they're trying to do for us. They're trying to put us back where we belong, where we feel safe, you know? I just posted on my other channel, The Magical Medium, I just posted this 2718. I just posted this really cute shorts that Spirit had me record. I actually recorded it. You could see I'm like wearing a summer shirt, summer shirt. I recorded it like 3 weeks ago, I think, but I was like, okay, whatever. And so I didn't understand. But then today, when I was like, what do you want me to post for like fall and Libra season or whatever? And then I was like, oh my gosh, it's so perfect. I'm like, it was so perfect, but it's about that. So I'll just leave it there. Anyway, it was just a magical day. And then, we came back here, and like I said, all that happened. I did the summoning. And then he showed up. It was perfect. I had 2 hours to myself, and the house was like nice and cozy, because it's getting really cold here and rainy. We live in the Pacific Northwest on the Olympic Peninsula, and it was just like really amazing. So then he came in here and we made dinner together, and it was so magical. We watched this amazing movie together called The Hollow. If you guys haven't seen it, you have got to watch it. I've never even heard of it. It was so good. It's when Kaylee Cuoco, I don't know if I'm saying her last name correctly, from The Big Bang Theory, when she was like a teenager. I mean, it had to have been almost 20 years ago. It was so cute, though. Really cute movie. Stacy Keach was in it, as like the old like cemetery. It's like a modern take on The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, but it was really good. So we watched that, and it was like getting like rainy or whatever, and like we're eating our yummy food and we're watching that, and like the houses, fall decorations everywhere, and I'm like, oh, it's like the best first day of fall ever. And I looked at him, I'm like, we're gonna have the best fall ever. I'm like, I can't wait. I'm like, I can't wait. So I'm excited, and I want you guys to be excited. There's a lot of blessings coming our way. Now we're gonna have eclipse season coming up, next month, and that's okay. Eclipse seasons are good because they, well, we'll talk about it later. And I'll probably be doing more readings for Magical Medium, but I don't know. So I just wanted to share that with you. It was a magical day all the way around, and yeah, it was like good food, good company. Like, we just had a really lovely time. We had so many good talks the last few days, and then he went back to his tent. He's really happy sleeping outside right now. We have like the carport that we built, we have another one that we built when Zoe was here so that she had protection. So it's like a tent under a tent, but it's nice. It's like 20 by 10, and we have like a cute little table and chairs and like a little stove up there and stuff. It's really cute. He loves it. He's such an outdoorsman. I mean, when I met him, everybody like teased us. They're like, you guys are like Green Acres because I was like, still in my high fashion, whatever. And he was, in his mountain man. And now that he has a beard, like he told me, he's basically said, he's like, I don't think I'm ever going to shave my beard off ever. I'm like, then no. I'm like, that's actually fine. I'm like, whatever, if that's who you are and that's how you feel you are, I'm like, I love you. Honestly, he's gorgeous either way. He has a beautiful face and he looks very handsome with a beard. So, and not that his looks matter. I'm just saying, like, to me, he's beautiful either way. So it doesn't matter. But yeah, it's just really neat. I'm excited to see what happens. It's going to take time, though. The things we want to do, we have a lot of stuff to do. And the truth is, we're doing the way that this process is going with the house is, we're on a first year. Like, if we still love it, then we're going to buy it. We're in a rent to buy. So all of the money from the rent, will go towards the equity of the house if we decide to buy it in a year. So, we're going to be living in an off-grid house, with solar panels and a well and the whole thing. It's really cool and interesting and fun. And if we love it, then we're going to stay. If we don't, then our right house will be there. We'll see. But we are excited to live through 4 seasons in it to see how that will feel. We've been having mice issues in the cabin and in here. We had it last year too. Baba's really good. I mean, she's a good mouser, but when they get in like the walls and stuff, there's nothing she can do. She can't get inside the wall. She can't make herself, she can't walk through walls. It'd be awesome if she could, but anyway, so we're dealing with that and we're working through that. We're trying to do it as natural as possible and we're trying different things. We'll see what happens. But I think when you live like where we're living and all that and off grid, I think it's a little more natural to have that, right? But I've lived in cities too, and you still have rats and other things, other animals. So we'll see what happens. I'm so tired. I'm glad I didn't cry though, because I was I was kind of concerned I was gonna get on here and be like, I'm so happy, like happy tears, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm so tired. I'm too tired to cry. I'm sure there will be a lot of more happy tears to come, but I'm like, for now, I'm just rolling into fall and rolling into Libra season with a lot of gratitude and a lot of joy and looking at things from a different angle and from a different perspective. And now I really feel like our house, at least at this point, is complete. Now we just have to, do the deep cleaning, which we're still we're still debating. We're saving up for it. We're kind of like seeing like how it's going to go. So as I always say, if you can, if you feel free and you want to, please feel free to contribute to this channel, my other channel, The Magical Medium. I have links in the About section, and if you cannot afford to do that, that's okay. Just send us good energy, for this energy exchange or for the magical medium energy exchange, just sending us goodwill and wishes. I mean, look at where we are because of you guys praying for us and holding space for us. And I get all of your messages. Thank you so much. I get all of your messages, especially when you guys are like, I prayed for you or I'm praying for you. I love you. Thank you so much. That really, I read that to Alder and Bubba. Like, we are very grateful. We know you guys got our back. We know that it's because of you guys that we're here. We absolutely know that. So thank you. Thank you though, not just a thank you. I really I'm just excited. You could tell. I'm just so excited. I mean, I just saw it today. I saw the visions, you know what I mean? Like, I literally, like, I saw it. And it was the first time I really saw it, where like I like it was, did you ever see like in a movie where someone's seeing a vision and like you see like colors painting on the walls and like all you see like the room coming to, it's like you see, to them it's an empty room, but then like the medium like sees like the whole room come together. That's how it was. It was really magical like that. So I was like, wow, dude, this is pretty rad. And also, I went into the shed when I went to go put grandmother's spider back. I was like, "What is this paint?" He's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "Where did we get that from?" We've been collecting so much stuff. I forget about stuff. And I saw this can of paint for this room that I was like, "Oh my God, that's the color I wanted." I was like, where did we get this? You know what I mean? So that's what I mean. Like shit's just like showing up. It's just it because I do believe in magic and miracles. People are giving shit away all the time. All the time. So if you need something, put it out into the universe. And if you don't have the funds at the time, look and see if you can get it for free or put something on your social media and say to anybody have this. Um, Many moons ago, one of our tribe members, Bailey, oh my gosh, I was like, I need to write because I was writing my book, but I was like, I can't keep writing it on my phone. And I was like, if I just had, I'm like, even like a notebook, that's like when the notebooks came out. And we were like hanging out one day and she's like, "Oh, I have one of those. Oh, you can have mine." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, I'll get it for you." I'm like, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah, of course." I was like, "Oh my gosh," because I read for her for free. I never, like, my close, like, friends and stuff that are also mediums or, are there to hold space for me, like, if I feel like it's an even exchange of energy. I never charge my friends for that, but I do. But most of my friends send me money, so it's kind of nice, or gift me, money for the work that I do. It's really sweet. And I recognize you and thank you. Anyway, my phone is telling me I don't have much time left, and that's probably good because I really just wanted to pop on and just tell you how happy I was and grateful I was and welcome fall into your heart. And for our Southern Hemisphere family, spring, right? Spring's about regeneration and new life. And fall is about all the hard work that we did. Now we're reaping the rewards. The harvest is coming in. The harvest is coming. Samhain's coming. And do not forget that the veil is also getting thinner. And that's why I was a little like, I told Alder today, I go, dude, some fucking shit's gonna go down in October. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, today's the first day of fall. I'm like, look at how many magical things happened. And we were gifted a couch. I'm like, we were gifted the first couch in spring and we're gifted this couch in fall. And it made so much sense. And then like the one couch like totally makes sense in the one room with the other things. And the other couch makes sense with the other. You know what I mean? I was like, come on, like, come on, come on. There are no accidents. And Spirit's like, this is how we're going to pay you. I mean, thousands of dollars. I mean, I'm telling you, the one couch that we got in the spring, it was a full, like, feather down. Now, I don't normally like to, kill birds, because they're horribly treated. So I don't encourage that. But it's an old vintage couch. And you know what I mean? Like, it's done, it's over. And yeah, you can burn it or I can still use it instead of, you know. So anyway, beautiful. Beautiful. I mean, like, just the 2 couches alone, we're talking over $5,000. Easy. Easy. Well made, beautiful. The one we picked up today, she was so cute. She said something like, she goes, "How tall are you?" Because, my husband's really tall and he's like 6'2", and she's like, "Oh, you're gonna love this." She goes, "My son comes over," and I think she said he was 6'4" or something, and she said this is his favorite couch to sleep on when, like, she would have, like, I guess family parties or something, and anyway, or just to hang out. So, yeah, it is that kind of couch where you just get lost in it. It's massive. It's a massive couch. It's beautiful. I mean, it's really beautiful. It's like that kind of, not velour, but I can't think right now. I'm too tired. Anyway, but that's what I'm talking about. We needed to buy couches. We needed to buy things. We were in a tiny home for 7 years. We barely had a stick of furniture. So for several years, while we've been, going towards this goal, we've been collecting and collecting and putting it in storage and putting it in storage. And it was worth it. It was totally worth it. Especially because when we had it in storage at our last place where we lived, it came with our rent. So it's not like we paid extra for it. And then when we moved out, we paid her for the 3 months that we were gone. We paid $150 for 3 months for storage. Yeah, it was worth it. We had a lot of really awesome shit in there that we either got for free or really low cost. So, keep your eye out. Keep your eye out. I mean, people think shit's just gonna end up in a landfill, or you know what I mean? Like, people want to help people. People want to give things away. She's like, I had it for sale. Nobody really, whatever. And then she had it for free and nobody really wanted it. And I was like, because it was meant for us. You know what I mean? Like, it was. I love you. Thank you for being here. I'm going to finish coloring and then I'm going to go to bed. And I want you to, in this Libra season, focus on abundance, creativity, color, get out in nature. Remember that it's an air sign, right? So look up air energy. Maybe you're an air sign. And happy birthday to our Libras and our Scorpios and our Sagittarius for the whole season of fall. And yeah, have a blessed holiday season, because let's be honest, this is the kickoff. Fall's like all over the world. There's different holidays going on during this time period. So we're kind of kicking off the holiday season. Samhain. I told Alder, I said, I will be so happy if we can just be in there by Samhain. And like in there, living in there, like where we can celebrate Samhain in the house. And like that is like that's our ultimate goal. So if you can even send good energy our way, and if you're going to send bad energy, I'm just going to send you love back, because that's all about you and not about us. So I wish you well and I wish you healing, but no bad juju here. We got too many looking out for us. I'm telling you, like, there are no more, you know what I mean? Like, we're exactly where we're supposed to be, and I feel it with every fiber of my being. And I can't wait to tell you guys more about like why I fought this for the last year. And a lot of it had to do with my self-worth. And I've been spending the last year working on my self-worth. I mean, I've been working on my self-worth my whole life, but really intensely having to look at myself and living off the grid and going through these tough times. And yeah, lots to share. Until next time, I love you. Take good care of yourselves and each other. Blessed be. Oh, bye. Now, I try to do this, but I have to stop it, and then I have to like kind of turn my phone off, because that's the only way it really works. So I'll see you later. Bye. Okay, so here we go.